Hey guys, thanks for joining me for a little wall ball workout. All you'll need today is your wall and possibly a ball if you have one. This is just meant to be a fun, interactive workout, nothing serious. It won't be too long. At the end, we might throw in a little bit of inversions if you want to stay and play. If not, if you've got something going on in the neck or the shoulders, just go ahead and leave that out. But first, we're going to warm it up with our backs to the wall. Okay, so make sure you have enough space. I obviously have this double wall here, not necessary. I might actually have to move later because this might be a little too confining, but back yourself up to the wall and then take your feet out about a 6-inch distance from the wall, just enough to where you can find your neutral spine here and you don't feel like you have an excessive arch going on here. Okay, so we're gonna take this down into a Buddha stretch. So go ahead and open up the feet a little bit wider than the knees so that when you bend, you've got this directional outward angle going here, this energy, okay? Now with that, go ahead and exhale to lower down and just bring the hands into the inner thighs and open it up. And lift it back up. If that was too far, modify. Make it a little bit smaller to start, okay? Option to add the shoulders, okay? So the hands are gonna interlace behind if it feels good to do so. And you're gonna hinge forward, let the shoulder go. Release the arms at the top to bend back into your Buddha stretch. Okay, so go ahead and lift it up. As you're hinging forward, you're interlacing the arms, fold, release the arm to drop your tailbone to the floor and try to restack your shoulders here. Lift it back up to extend forward, flat back, release the arms, come into your Buddha stretch, open up the chest, pull the shoulders back, and lift it back up. Let's go 2 more. Hinge, flat back to fall, bend at the knees to come upright with the chest, lift 1 more time, hinge it forward to interlace, drop the chest down heavy, let the arms go, bend at the knees, lift up through the chest, and lift to lengthen. Very good. Since we have the feet nice and open here, let's go ahead and add a little windmill. Open up the arms. We're going to take that left arm down and across, reaching your right arm up the wall. And go ahead and stay low to alternate. 6 more. Inhale across, exhale open, twisting. For 5, 4, for 3, 2, 1. Drop the arms, heel toe your feet together. Then dangle the arms heavy, heavy, heavy through the neck. Big breath in here. And on the exhale, go and draw your belly in. Hold the knee with the spine. Restack it until you align back to that wall. Very nice. We're gonna get a little bit more into the shoulder here, okay? So if you have really tight shoulders like me, just rotating away from your hand will be plenty, and you just hold here throughout. If you want to intensify that a little bit, maybe you try this later when they're more warmed up. It's an active stretch. We're going to try to walk the heels back under the pelvis and keep the shoulders stacked over the pelvis. Okay, so just this is a lot of work. Your palms, my palm's facing up towards the ceiling, but it may be more natural for you to turn it out a little bit. So go ahead and readjust. Another modification would be to take your body away from that shoulder, so it's not directly behind you, okay? So open it up, take a couple more breaths here. We're gonna inhale to lift tall, spreading that collarbone open. And then all you're gonna do is look to the hand and rotate with your shoulders and push into the wall as strong as you can. So it's a press here. And then as you rotate back to forward, it's a release. If it's a really intense nerve stretch for you, just hold it there. Okay, we're gonna go for 5 more. Rotate on the exhale, push the wall. And then inhale back to center. And exhale back. Inhale, unwind. And exhale back, push the wall. Inhale back. And two more, hopefully they're starting to feel a little bit better. Push, unwind. And last one, to push and to unwind. Relax that shoulder, circle it out. Mine's all numb and tingly, I don't know about yours. Same thing with the left. Now this is my tighter shoulder, so I'm gonna back off a little bit. Still into the same movement, but I'm gonna be a little easy on it because it's even hard for me just to square up on this side. So again, find your proper alignment first. Find a comfortable position for that palm. And if you feel pain when you're moving, stop moving, right? It should be like a deep stretch, right? Not joint pain, okay? So we're gonna inhale back forward, align yourself up nice and tall. And then exhale, twist and push the wall. And then inhale, unwind. And then exhale, twist. Push the wall. Inhale back. We'll go for 4 more on this side. And for 3. Unwind. For 2. And for 1, press it. And unwind it. Good. Hopefully those felt okay. Mine are super tight, so I feel you if it was painful. So option to do this one with one hand. I'm gonna demonstrate it with 2 hands for those of you with hypermobile shoulders. But be mindful that you're not sinking into the shoulders, right? Okay, so if you're on one arm, same movement as what we're gonna do with both arms. But we're gonna do 10 reps total, so go ahead and do 5 and 5 if you're only doing one arm. So what I'm doing here is I'm finding a low enough position in my hands to where I can come upright, right? And if you turn the palms down or up, it's up to you, whatever's comfortable in the wrist. This movement can be as small or as big as you want it to be, right? Because there is some strength to be had on the way down. So don't go too big right away, right? So it's a lift through the chest and then a belly scoop as you bend the knees. Let the chin drop down. And then an inhale to open up. And then an exhale to scoop the belly back. And an inhale to lift up. If you need to, you can bend the elbow. And extend the elbow. And bend it. And extend it. If they're really warmed up, you can keep them straight. And inhale, lift. Final 5. Inhale, lift. And for 4. And for 3. And for 2. To lift. Last one. Belly scoops. And chest lifts. Oh, my shoulders needed that. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty warm in the triceps as well. We're gonna get into the legs. So go ahead and grab your ball and grab a drink. Now we've got the ball against the wall, and it's gonna make that slide down a lot smoother than when we didn't have the ball, right? So first, for ball placement, definitely supporting the low back, but I like mine a touch lower to prevent my pelvis from arching back. Okay, so if you tend to arch just in everyday life, maybe a smidge lower with the ball. And then for your feet, they're gonna be walked out at a slight angle so that when you bend, you've got a nice 90-degree angle. So find that for me. 90 degrees in the legs. I'm gonna have to scoot down on that ball. And then an upright torso. And to get this position, it's a little bit of extra work pressed back into your heels, into your glutes, so that we're not doing these nice lazy boys. Okay, heels come back in, torso stays lifted. Go ahead and exhale down and hold, and then inhale up. Exhale down and hold, inhale up. Exhale down and hold. Inhale up, just getting used to that range of motion in your legs. Let's go for 5. And 4. Using the abdominals to press back into that ball. For 3. And 2. Come down and hold. Now, wall sits are not my favorite, I will admit it to you, but make sure you're in a sturdy base in your legs, and we're gonna move with the upper thoracic spine. So go ahead and inhale, arch it back. Go wherever you feel comfortable, not a strain in your neck. Exhale, crunch it forward to the knees. Strong belly pulls in, and then inhale, open it up. Exhale, crunch it down. 8 more. Inhale back. Exhale down. And 7. 6. For 5. 4. 3. For 2. Last one, inhale, open, exhale, close. Lift and lengthen those legs, okay? So the quads are on fire, right? They're warm. We're gonna add on just a little bit. So now we're gonna stay open at the top, combining the squat and the crunch. Open your chest at the top. Exhale, come down in neutral. Crunch it, lift it, lengthen up. Tiny thoracic lift through the chest. Neutral to come down. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, upright and lift. 8 more. Coming down to crunch. Lift, lengthen up. Slight lift through the chest. Back to neutral before you bend. Exhale, crunch it down. Inhale, up. Lengthen. Final 5. And 4. And for 3. I almost forgot my extension at the top. And 2. And 1. Lift to lengthen, good. So we're gonna leave the spine out for now. We're gonna go a little bit wider stance for your squat. Wider stance and turned out. Second position, Pilates squat, right? That's what we call it in Pilates. I don't know what you call it elsewhere, but. So try it out. Make sure your knees are tracking properly over the toe. Sometimes the feet turn way out and the knee doesn't follow. It's really bad on your knee, really bad on your hips. So make sure it's following the toe. Second toe to be exact. Okay? From here, we're gonna come down, lift those heels, and rise on up. Repeat, come down, flat feet, lift those heels to rise up. For 8, to lift. 7, 6, for 5, and 4, for 3, and 2. We're gonna hold this last one. So come on down. You're gonna go from your right heel down to your left heel down. Go ahead and lift those arms up just to keep your chest lifted for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Nice job. Quads are on fire. Let's open up the piriformis. Okay, so this is a single leg squat. What I'm gonna have you do is cross your right heel over your left knee and just try to find the balance. So it's not a deep knee bend right away, just a balance first. So we're still pressing back into this ball. Abs are still engaged, shoulders are still pulling back. And if it helps, just try maybe floating your right foot off the floor. Don't even cross it over. Get used to that balancing on the left. You might have to go more narrow or a little bit wider on this left foot. Okay, so you can stay here for 10, or you can cross it over for that piriformis stretch, but we're pulsing here. So whatever you can hold, come down and hold, belly draws in, you're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and final. Lift up, shake it out. Repeating on the other side. So again, test it out, just to bend and extend. Make sure your right leg is properly aligned so you don't feel too shifty in this one. And then when you find that proper best spot for you, you're gonna hold it and pulse up an inch and down an inch for 10, 9, here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift off. Very good. All right, we still got some more legs to go, but I promise we're getting to the upper body soon. So this one, again, you can use the wall to press off of. I actually came up with this one when I was stretching, but it's not meant to be a stretch, okay, it's active. I'm gonna bring my arms back just so I'm not tempted to use them, but you can keep them towards the wall if you prefer. So now you're facing the wall, and I'm starting with my right leg extended up. It's not really high because I don't want my right hip to shift higher than my left. I want to reposition, okay? I want to stay as tall and as lifted as possible in the center as I float the foot. So wherever that is for you, okay? And then we're gonna just shift the weight forward and back. So inhale forward, exhale back. And if this is a lot for you, just stay here today. It's probably not the most common movement, but I'm gonna add on for those of you who feel like they want a little challenge today. So we're gonna do 10 of these with balance, okay? So again, you can keep the arms forward or on your hips. You're gonna inhale forward and exhale, press off, hover. Inhale forward, exhale, press off, hover. Inhale forward and press for 8 and 7, 6, for 5, 4, 3, make sure it's tracking with your knee, 2, and hold that flexed foot, place it down. Very nice, same thing with the other leg. So I'm now on my left. And again, this one may be a little bit different. I have uneven hips myself, so this one actually has to feel even lower to get my pelvis even, right and left. So take a minute to find your alignment, lift up tall on that standing leg. Inhale forward and exhale off. Go ahead and warm it up like we did on the other side. And then we'll add that little bit of air when you're ready. So here we go for final 10. Is that 10? Sorry, sometimes I lose count. Oh, it felt good. Okay, so we need the ball again, but we're going into your upper body, okay? So this one should actually feel good. Sometimes I would call this a lat stretch, but we're gonna take it up to a strength move, okay? So the lat stretch would just be here, right? Where your body is slightly angled forward and you're letting the weight come down. I have my palms towards each other, so just my pinkies lie on the ball, like so. But it's up to you, okay? Trying to avoid arching in your back, so belly draws up and in. Coming forward, find that balance there, okay? If this is a new move for you, it feels kind of funny, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna contract through the abs and the lats and the triceps and press into the ball. So keeping that pressure, you guide it forward and back. You can use the feet if you want a little extra. You're gonna lift up, forward, inhale back and down. Take it up for 9. Inhale lower, exhale lift for 8. And 7. For 5. 4. 3. 2. And here's 1. Lift to lengthen. Very nice. I'm gonna do the rest without the ball, okay? You can keep that ball there for certain things, but I feel like for a little wrist strengthening, I like to just use my hands for this one, okay? So we're gonna warm up the chest with a push-up, okay? The lower you go for the push-up, the harder it's gonna be. Don't go so low that you can't maintain your posture, okay? Shoulders stay down away from the ears, belly draws up and in. As far as your hands go, I like a nice open diamond for myself, but you can try it this way, more of a goalpost. See what feels natural to you. So go ahead and warm it up for 5. Exhaling off the wall, inhaling to come down. Mindful to keep your neck in alignment, okay? So it's not too jolty. 2 more, and then we're gonna add a little air. You can stay here. It's a pretty good challenge, but we're gonna add for 10, we're gonna add a little air. So exhale off. 9 and 8 for 7, 6, and for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going into the tricep. So same angle, probably won't have to move further in or out, but this time you're gonna put that weight forward into your wrist, and then you're gonna try and bring it down to the elbows. If you don't go all the way to the elbows, don't worry, it's still plenty of work, and you don't need to compromise your form to get the elbow flat. Inhale here, and go ahead and exhale, push off the wall. Inhale down. Same with the push-up before, lower is gonna be a little bit more challenging. Let's go 10. For 9. And 8. 7. 6. For 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Those were hard. Okay, so I was wishing I would have went higher. The second set, I'm going to give you the option to do the same thing you did the first time around, or try some single arm work, okay? So I'm going to do the chest press on just my right arm, or sorry, just my left arm to start, right? Let's get it out of the way. So start with your weaker arm if you're going to do a single arm. If not, you're doing 10 with both hands. So it's an inhale to bend, just like before. Maybe try wider feet for better balance. And exhale to push off for 5, 4, 3, 2, switch it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tricep. So we're back to in line with the shoulder, okay? And again, lower it if you need to. Elbow bends in towards the bottom rib. And then it presses off, okay? So you don't have to add the hop here if you don't want to. But again, we're just doing 5. Exhale off for 5. Control it at the top for 4, 3, 2, and switch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Both arms reach up, drop your chest heavy towards the floor. Shift your weight a little bit back towards your heels, and then let one arm drop to the floor. Let it dangle there. So we're giving the upper body a rest, and we're moving on to the legs, okay? Legs and lower abs. A little bit more hamstring though. We did a lot of quad work earlier. We're gonna go hamstring and glutes next, okay? So we're gonna grab a drink of water, grab your ball, and if you have a mat, we are gonna be lying on the floor. So go ahead and place that mat down if you need it. Okay guys, the rest of this workout is gonna be done with the ball and the feet on the wall. You have an option for some of these exercises to leave the ball out. So if something is feeling really unstable to you, go ahead and try it with just your feet on the wall. Especially if you have socks on, because the socks will actually glide up and down, whereas the bare feet don't. So let's go ahead and start with the bare feet for a little spinal articulation. I don't have a whole lot of room here. Ideally, you'll have a little bit more space between you and the wall, but I'm gonna make do. Okay, so big breath in here with the neutral spine, slight space might be under there, but on the exhale, draw the belly in and articulate up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale to find length at the top. Maybe readjust your feet if it feels necessary. At the exhale, curve it down from the upper vertebrae all the way down to the lower lumbar, and inhale, release. 2 more, exhale to tilt and to roll. Inhale to find length, and then exhale to curve. So I'm just doing a few of these reps to make sure you're in the right alignment. If you're feeling any type of pain up in your neck, you might need to slide back or not go as high with your hips. So be mindful of that throughout this whole series. Okay, so adding the ball, again, hopefully you have a little more space than I do here. I'm gonna go parallel position with my feet. Nice and long through the legs. Go ahead and stretch out the hamstring for a second, flex and point. And then go ahead and bend the knees in. So now I want you to find a good grip on the ball. Big breath in, exhale to lift the hips. And I'm gonna slide a little bit away. And holding the hips as steady as possible. Inhale, lengthen your legs. And exhale, pull the legs in for 8. Press down into the ball at the top. Inhale, press down into the soles of your feet. Exhale up. Inhale, bend. Let's go for 6. And for 5. And for 4. And for 3. Here's 2. And here's 1. Hold the stretch, maybe flex your feet a little here, and then curve your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna go into turnout where my heels connect, simply because when I bend my knees, I don't want them going right into my chest because I am so close to the wall. So that's an option. You can stay parallel if it feels comfortable for you. So again, we're gonna steady the ball on the wall as you exhale, the hips come up. As you inhale, you'll lengthen the legs back up the wall. Keep the legs straight to lower down. And again, bend the knees to bridge up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Let's go for 4 more on that one. Bend to lift. Inhale, lengthen to lower down. Inhale, bend to lift. Exhale, lengthen to lower down. Final 3. Reach long through the legs as you use the abs to lower down with control. and 2, and a 1. Coming all the way down to the floor to reverse it. Readjust if you need to. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Pull them in. Curve your spine, but don't lose the ball on the wall. Inhale, stretch the legs to lift. Exhale, pull it in. And lengthen out. Final 4. And for 3. And for 2. And last one, lengthen to lift, bend to articulate down. Very nice. Going into single leg, make sure your feet are parallel, back to in line with your sit bones or slightly inside of the sit bones, because we are going into a single leg here. You can do this with your feet on the wall, so option there. The difference is you won't be moving your left foot. On the first one, that will stay planted. So exhale to lift. Inhale to lengthen out your right leg. And all you're doing is bending and stretching the right leg. If you have your other foot on the ball, the left leg is going to alternate reach and reach, reach. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. Steady through the pelvis. And for 3, 2, hold 1. Cross your right leg over to roll it on down. And then just bring it in for a little extra stretch. Hopefully you're far enough away from the wall where you can actually drop your hips down. And you can hold that if it feels good. We're going on to the other side. So it's your right leg that is your stabilizer leg now. The left foot will be floating. So go ahead and exhale up, extend through the left leg. Make sure you've got a sturdy grip on the right, and go ahead and switch. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen, cross over to lower. And like I said, if you want to bend that top leg, go for it if you have the space to do so. We're going to move on to the lower abdominals and inner thigh here, okay? So what I'm going to suggest is we'll keep the ball here for now, but it does get a little bit heavy when you're holding it with your legs. So if your low back is straining at any point, you can do the same movements without the ball and make them a little smaller. So we're going to interlace the hands to support the cranium. Go ahead and flex those feet and rest the ball on the wall. Okay, so there is that rest point. We're going to go ahead and exhale to lift and find your highest position. And all you're going to do is squeeze the ball inward and off the wall. So squeeze it up. Inhale, tap it back to the wall. Inhale, down. And for 7, for 6, for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and a 1. Very nice. Now you're going to bring those knees towards the chest. So the ball is back to the arches of your feet. Nice and long through the legs to begin. As you pull the knees in, you're going to curl up. And then as you lengthen out, stretch your spine. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to stretch. If you need more room, you can turn out. And to reach. Then we'll go for 5. Stretch. 4. Stretch. For 3. Length. 2. Stretch long. And 1. Perfect. I'm going to have you guys spin around so that now your head is close to the wall. I'm already on the wall, so I'm not going to spin. And again, you can do this with the ball. but I'll first show it to you without the ball. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the arms to press overhead. So I've got kind of a fingertips towards my shoulders because they're narrow and they're engaged, locked to the wall. So I can actually push myself here, have some force here. Once I have that engaged and my shoulders down away from my ears, extending the legs long, you're gonna inhale to prepare. And you can do this with bent knees too, okay? So the bent knee would be here. You're going towards the wall, but you're engaged, you're still here. Exhaling in, inhaling away. Exhale in, inhaling away. If you start to shrug or push yourself too far away, slide back up. So you don't want your shoulders up on your ears. Option to lengthen the legs and control. Option to go a little higher and down. If you have a wider base to hang on to, it might feel like cheating, but if it slows you down, gets you a little bit more control, try it out. We'll go for 3. And 2. And a 1. Slowly lower it down, hug your knees into your chest, round out your back. And then maybe open up those arms to a T. You can have the feet on the floor or back to the wall. We're just gonna let them go windshield wipers right and left. So sweep, inhale through center, exhale to sweep. I think the floor would actually be better just because I'd have more range, right? So stay where you are. All right, guys, thank you so much for working out with me today. Of course, I want you to do 2 more rounds of this if you have the time. Even if you just do it 1 more time through, it will engrave it in your body, especially those movements that are kind of weird and don't feel natural to you now. Doing it 2 or 3 times today will make it so much easier to do it again in the future. And I think that the wall is kind of endless. I feel like we could do a million different workouts. I could have gone on forever if I had more time. But after I get the kids to bed, I'm gonna do another video for inversions. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll put that one up next. But I just want to give everyone something different to do, just minimal equipment. There was some feel good and some strength in there. Like I said, I feel like the opportunity with the wall and the ball is endless. We could do so many fun things. So hopefully we'll be back and out of quarantine and back on equipment soon. But in the meantime, keep moving. See you guys.